right. Welcome, everybody. Welcome yourself to your chair, to your practice. Welcome yourself to your body. We're returning to the playground today. But before we do that, we're going to begin with Upa Yoga, UPA, Upa Yoga.
It's 10 o'clock. I'll go ahead and mute everyone for you, and you guys enjoy your session.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Feel your feet on the floor or whatever's supporting your feet, whatever they're touching. Sit tall from there. A tall seat from the side, the body looks like a chair itself. We have our shin bones are the front legs of the chair. Our lap would be the seat of the chair, and our erect torso would be the back, like a nice dining room chair. Not a barca lounger where we're slouching backward, but upright posture. Relax the shoulders as best you can. If it helps to roll them around, go ahead and do that until they can feel more settled in that, more on the back side. Lifting up from the crown. Awareness of the feet and what they're touching. Awareness of the crown lifting. Hands are gently on the lap. And now we go inward a little bit more. Inward from the physical body to the breath, the breathing body. In yoga, we call this pranayama, awareness of breath. Feeling the breath coming in and feeling the breath leaving. It's up to you if you want to change the breath. You don't have to just yet. You don't ever have to change the breath. We're noticing the breath first. This can be challenging for some. So if it is challenging for you to watch, feel, notice the breath, know that you're not alone. If it's a challenge, and even if it's not a challenge to notice the breath, think of it as observing, like we would observe a science experiment. Taking a little more objectivity to it. And perhaps just noticing one factor like movement it creates in the body or the temperature at the nose. Breaking it down into small little observations. When we do this, it becomes a form of meditation. Let's all practice that together. Breathing in and out of the nose as long as it feels like you're getting enough air. If you're congested, breathe through the mouth, that's fine. Notice the temperature at the edges of the nostrils. If you're breathing through the nose, at the lips. Does the temperature change with the inhale and the exhale? Is the temperature noticeable through the entire cycle of breath or just part of the cycle of breath? Try that for about 3 more breaths, noticing the temperature or lack of. Very nice. Now we'll move to notice the movement of the body. When you inhale, what parts of the body need to move to receive the inhale? Maybe it's the chest, maybe it's the belly, the rib cage, maybe it's all three or two. What needs to move to exhale? Good, very nice. One more practice with breath is sound. What does your breath sound like? Does the breath have sound? Noisy moments, quieter moments? Now that we've observed the sound aspect, the sense of hearing, let's make the breath quieter. How quiet can you make your breath without without creating any anxiousness, without creating any discomfort at all? Is it even possible? And then remember, we're doing our best to stay as objective as possible, finding this quiet, quiet breath. Perhaps a whisper or even quieter. Let's make our breath noisier by inviting a snoring aspect to the breath. This is a little more accessible if you're breathing in and out of the nose. But try it with the mouth. If you need to breathe through the mouth because you're congested, it's like a dragging the air down the trachea, the air passage. That snoring sensation. And then we're dragging it in and out, creating some friction with the air against the air passages. Some people say it sounds like Darth Vader. Some people call it ocean breath. In the yoga realm, it's called ujjayi, ujjayi, the breath of victory. Practice that a few more cycles. This breath is toning our vagus nerve. We want a toned vagal nerve because it calms down. It has a healing effect on the organs in our body. A very powerful nerve for calming and healing. So practice snoring consciously. It's not always bad. All right, hands to the thighs. Let's start moving the body. Inhaling, rolling the pelvis forward, reach the chest forward, the chin lifts. We're arching the back. And then we pull the belly back and around. beginning our Upa yoga. Upa, UPA, is the yoga before yoga. Today, it's the yoga before we go out for recess. Yes, folks, we have recess today, even if there's 6 inches of snow on the ground. You don't need boots. You don't need hats. You don't need mittens. You just need your chair. Come to class today. If you want to add your arms, inhaling to open, press the hands back. Exhaling, cross the arms, maybe even hug. And if you're newer to class, don't worry if you're connecting the breath in the same direction that I say with movement. It doesn't really it's not a game changer. Well, it is a game changer. Let's say it's the cherry on the sundae. We don't have to have the cherry on the sundae. It just makes the sundae a little bit more pleasant and cuter. And if you like the cherries, a little better. All right. Let's reach the arms out to the side, tuck the thumbs, wrap the fingers gently, and roll the wrists. Big and slow circles, big and slow. Change directions. The arms can stay out to T, or they can go to front, or they can go up high. Way or the same way, depending on how your shoulders feel. Shoulders are a great example of if we are feeling pain in the shoulders, that's a sign that the shoulder should be doing it differently or not at all. Change directions. Strong arms. We have strong arms and juicy joints. Shake it out. Shake it. Flick those hands like they're wet and you're flicking the water off. Connecting heaven and earth, also called lightning bolt. Press one palm up, one palm down. This is inhale if you're connecting breath. Exhale, cross the forearms in front of you. Inhale to switch sides. Exhale, cross. Flexing the wrists is key here. So do your best to press the palms away. Lengthening and strengthening our nerves, as well as our arms. I love Upa Yoga. It gets all the major joints in the body ready for the day. I actually do it at night, and it helps me wake up much less stiff the next morning. All right, hands to the lap. Let's roll the chin in a big circle, nice and slow. How big a circle can your chin draw? Change directions. One more circle in the second direction. Pause, looking straight forward. Place the fingertips behind the head. Please make sure at least the first fingers are underneath that bony ridge. We have good connection with that ridge at the base of the skull. Elbows are out wide as possible. Press down to the feet. Engage the belly to support the posture. And now press the head, slide the head back into the fingers. We're sliding it straight back, not lifting the chin, almost as if we're trying to make a double chin. We're sliding the head back into the fingers, back into the fingers. The fingers are slightly drawing up. It's like we want to stretch the skin of the back of our neck up. That's just a gentle action as our head is pressing back. Breathe, breathe, breathe. I call this the pillow action. We can do this lying in our bed, pressing our head into the pillow and drawing the head towards the headboard or the wall that the head's against. Breathe and release. Shake it out. That strengthens and counteracts the forward head posture we're all fall victim to because of gravity, and most of our activities require looking down. So strength, doing the pillow action helps release the kinks in the neck, strengthens the neck. We're doing it again. Let's do it again. Lengthening the back of the neck and strengthening it. The pressing back is the strengthening. The lifting up is the lengthening. Breathe, tone the belly, feel the feet, pressing down and release. Shake it out. Good job. Head on straight. Pillow action without the fingers. Practice that without the hands. Tone the belly and slowly turn the head to the right, keeping that chin nice and level. Return back to center. If you've lost the pillow action, re-engage it. It doesn't take much. If somebody's looking at you, they may not even know you're doing it. And then turn your head to the left. Okay, back to center. Place both hands on your left collarbone, right above the left chest. Both hands on the left collarbone. We're anchoring the collarbone, the skin, and the muscles in and down as we turn the head to the right, away from the hands. Breathe. Release back forward. Hands now anchor the right collarbone, pressing in and down. It is gentle. We're not forcing anything. Turning the head to the left, away from the hands. Breathe. Just adding on to the neck stretch. It should be gentler, a little more than round one. Come on back center. Make little Pac-Man mudras with your fingers. The thumbs are touching all the fingertips and place them on your shoulders. Elbows forward. Maybe they'll touch, maybe they won't. It really doesn't matter. Just forward, squeeze them towards one another, and then lift them up. Circle them back. Big circle. As big as the shoulders allow, and slow. We're pressing our feet gently down, toning the belly, holding our posture as we circle the elbows. Crunchy, crunchy, crunchy. Am I the only one whose joints snap, crackle, and pop? It's like the Rice Krispies. I'm a bowl of Rice Krispies. Change directions. I've been that way as long as I can remember. I went to a ballet class with a friend of mine. I wasn't really registered for the class. I don't remember anyway. I just went once, let's put it that way. I was in the 4th grade. We did a plie. For those of you who don't know what a plie is, I think, maybe I'm wrong, it's where you bend your knees, kind of squat down. You're doing a knee bend anyway. And my knee cracked. The teacher heard it and she yelled at me. Like, how rude is that? So bad. Okay, release the elbow circles. And now let's swing the right arm forward and back. Just a bashful fourth grader, taught to respect my elders and they knew best. But, 20 years later, I realized that lady was not nice. We can't control if our knees crack. I couldn't help it. If there's something in the way, if you have an arm on your chair or something, you can bend the elbow and do this. You shorten your arm so you're not whacking your elbow or your arm. Okay. If you can go more, a bigger swing. And of course, the body can twist to make it happen. We can go all the way around. You're going all the way around. Do a backstroke. Backstroke action. Lots of options here. Swinging, circling. How's your head? Is your head forward or are we doing some sort of pillow action? Release it, lean over to that side, shake it out. Heavy arm, let it dangle now. Release the shaking, let it sink towards the floor. All right, other arm, swinging, left arm, maybe with the elbow bent. So we're not knocking our knuckles or elbows on anything. After a few swings, making it bigger, the body can go with the arm, that's fine. If you want to take the full circle, do the backstroke. On the left side, it would be counterclockwise. Listen to your shoulder. Shoulders can be very moody. Nice, nice. Shake it out. Lean over to the left, shake it out, let it dangle. And then swing it. And then let it just be heavy and dangle and hang. Okay. Palms together. We're sitting up tall in seated mountain now, that chair. So we look like a dining chair pose. This is called mountain, Tadasana, chair mountain. Sit up nice and tall. Engage that pillow action. Pressing the head back a bit and lifting the crown up towards the ceiling. Palms together into Anjali Mudra. Breathe in. On the exhale, turn the body to the right. The thumbs stay near the chest. Pause when the body needs to stop. There'll be a stopping point. And then return back center. Lengthen when we're center. Strengthen inward with the belly. Lengthen the back of the neck. That's the same as the pillow action. And turn slowly to the left. How far does your body let you go? Breathe. Lengthening and strengthening in this twist. And then back to center. Okay, let the Anjali Mudra go. Reach one arm forward to the corner on a diagonal, the other elbow back, and then switch sides. So we're jogging the upper body, but it's more exaggerated than that. We're crossing over on a diagonal. I like to lift the opposite heels to get my lower body into a jogging type movement. Sometimes, depending on what's happening with my legs, I like to kick the opposite foot forward. My muscles aren't ready for that yet, so I am going to just lift my opposite heels or keep my feet still. Do what works for you. So that ujjayi breath, the snoring breath, it feels like we're dragging the air in and down, out and out. That ujjayi Darth Vader breath can be done during an entire yoga practice. There's no harm in it unless you feel like you're getting dizzy. Then we just breathe normally. All right, pause. Pause with the jogging. Let's get into our hip joints now. Upa yoga for the hips by slapping our knees wide and narrow, squeezing them in, pressing them out. Let's slow it down. On the out, press them out for a moment. On the in, squeeze them in. You can have your hands on your hips, on your legs. That the hands can certainly help with this if they're on their legs. Strengthening the outer abductors, the inner adductors. All right, let's place our hands outside the thighs or knees and press the knees out, 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 out. Resist with the hands. Please keep a tall posture, maybe even pillow the head. Keep pressing out, out, out. This takes a lot of strength, a lot of resistance. Whoo, make sure you're breathing. The breath feeds those muscles. Release, and now squeeze the knees in. I like to turn my hands so my palms are inside my legs and I'm pressing into my palms. My palms are resisting out. The other option is two fists stacked side to side and we squeeze the pinky side of the hands are on the inner thighs. That's a nice option. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Another option is a yoga block between the knees. Breathe, 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 breathe. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Let it go, shake it out. All right, let's plant the left foot down. Standing, we call this a standing left leg. We're planting it down. We're making a footprint. We'll straighten and bend the right leg. Straighten and bend. Slow, mindful kicks, in other words. Sitting tall, engage belly, pillowing the head. Breathe. Big muscle here. It takes a lot of oxygen. Make sure you're breathing. Remember, breathing is not optional. Breathing is not optional. Woo! Can you feel it? Yes, Mandy, we can feel it. I can feel it. I can feel it. All right, shake it out, and rub that thigh. Rub it briskly. Hey, this rubbing your legs, your thighs, even your arms, try your arms. This is a commercial break. We're taking a little commercial break for mindfulness. And this may not happen to you, but sometimes I'll start thinking about the past and my regrets, and I start ruminating. I wish I would have done that. I should have done that, blah, blah, blah. If that ever happens to you, give yourself a brisk rub. It brings you back to present moment, even if it's just for a few seconds. Okay, other leg. Slow, mindful kicks. It also works if you're worried about the future. because that's not in the present moment either, is it? Present moment's now. We can't worry if we're in the now, and we can't regret if we're in the now. Our mind takes us to the past and the future. Our body brings us to the present. All right. Oh, I know which leg is weaker in my body. I can tell. Woo, woo, woo. Take a deep breath. Set that foot down. Shake it out. Rub it. Okay, everybody, we're to the ankles. Before we go to the ankles, rub your outer knees. Rub your outer knees. And then your inner knees. Love the knees. And then big circles around the knee joint. Not on the knee, around the knee. Awesome. Sit up tall, engage the belly, pillow the head, circle one ankle, nice and slow. Snap, crackle, pop. Oh, if that teacher could hear me now. She might want earplugs. Change directions. You don't have to keep your foot off the ground. You can rest the heel on the floor. Point and flex, point and flex. We've got a half-hour recess coming up. Indoor recess. Awesome. Set that foot down. Let's draw circles with the other big toe. Nice and slow. We can visualize. Anytime a body part is not cooperating, we can draw it. We can use another body part, like the hand, and draw the circle or circle the wrists and pretend we're marionettes. There's a string. We can visualize that foot moving even if it doesn't. We can move it in different ways, perhaps. Wiggle the toes, change directions. There is advantages and benefits to visualizing. And visualizing sort of is not a big enough word. Imagining with all the senses. Felt sense, the texture, what it sounds like. Like for me, I would be also imagining that the joints are cracking. I can hear them. So let's point and flex, point and flex. So it's more than seeing it. Seeing it with all the senses as possible. All right, set that foot down. And let's begin our recess. So first we're going to go to the monkey bars. Let's reach up for the monkey bars. If it hurts your shoulder to reach up, place the hands on the hips and lift. We lean to one side and lift that shoulder, lean to the other, lift that shoulder. So reaching up is the same thing. It's a reach up as we lean to the side. We can leave our arms up. As we reach up with the hands or the shoulders, taking one bar at a time. This is one of the best things we can do, especially in the morning, before bedtime, decompressing the spine. This reach. We're reaching with the side of the body. All right, are we almost to the other side of the monkey bars? Let's do 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Jump off the monkey bars, shake it out. Whew, that was good. All right, now we're going to go to the swing set. Swing set looks like rowing. This is boat pose. You can your feet can step out a bit. The farther out your feet go, the more challenging this will be. So I'm going to go just a little bit out, and I'm going to lift my heels. You don't have to. If you have a block, it's a great use for a block when we do core strengthening is between the knees. If you don't have a block, don't worry. We can have the feet together and the thighs pressing inward. Reach out, back, one at a time. So we're combining tug of war with rowing. First, we got our legs in position. Our feet are under our knees or out forward of our knees. You can always bring your feet back if you're losing balance or strength. We're sitting up tall, but we're also leaning back just a little bit. Enough where we can keep our chest lifted and our posture nice and straight. Breathe, breathe, breathe. All right. I think my team won the tug of war. Here comes the flag. Awesome. Let's pause here, separate the feet and the knees, reach for our oars and pull them back. Reach for the oars and pull them back. This emulates the swing set. Now we're on the swing set. Swinging. It takes core work to swing. Pump the legs back and forth. We're pumping the body back and forth. Reach for the oars, pull them back. Recess is so much fun. So some of our core strengthening, especially when we're leaning back, you can feel the tummy engaged. Those muscles are supporting us. They're keeping us from flopping over. They're holding us upright. Whew, let's do 3 more. Look it out. 2, 3. Good. Let's rub the belly. The sea of energy. The sea of energy. And a nice direction to rub it is up the right side, across, and down the left. We're going up on the right side, down on the left side. The flow, this is the flow of digestion, the flow of energy. Take a deep breath in, sigh out the mouth. All right, very nice. Okay, side stretches with I'm a little teapot. So the teapot spout will look like this. The teapot handle may look differently. We can have a handle with our hand on the waist. We can have a handle with a hand on our shoulder. We can have an extended handle, a very modern teapot with a hand reaching over our head. If the hand is reaching over the head, if you peek up, you should see your palm. We're looking at the palm side of the hand. Let's sing with me. I'm a little teapot, short and stout. Here is my handle, my waist on my shoulder or lifted up. Here is my spout. When I get all steamed up, hear me shout, tip me over, reach over. The handle side is lifting up and over, up and over. Breathe, breathe, breathe. I know I'm changing the song a little bit. Pour me out, come on back up. We poured the tea out. Whew, that's a good one. Other side. I'm a little teapot, short and stout. Here's my handle. This side may be different. It may be on the hip, the shoulder, or reaching up. I'm going to keep it on the shoulder for this side. Here is my handle. Here is my spout. When I get all steamed up, hear me shout, just tip me over. we're not just tipping over, we're lifting up and over. It's a big, beautiful arc of the spine. Tip me over and pour me out. Breathe. We're lifting, lifting, lifting as we're tilting to one side. Keep lifting. Whew. Breathe, breathe, breathe. This is half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. Come on up and let's place the hands on the lap. Let's work a little more gracefully with this. Inhaling to reach up, out to the sides if that bothers your shoulder. Exhaling, side moon. Inhaling, reaching up or out. Exhaling, side moon, other side. Keep going. The inhale lifts us center. The exhale arches us. Half moon. Breath does not need to be coordinated with movement. It's simply the next step when your breath and body are ready to coordinate it. I'm a little teapot, short and stout. Here's my handle, here's my spout. When I get all steamed up, hear me shout. Just tip me over and pour me out. There. I have closure now. I sang the whole song at once. All right, let's come back to center, seated mountain. What's next, children? Behaving so well, I'm going to let you have an extra long time on the playground. Let's do hopscotch. So look at your feet. Let's spread them out like 1 foot in each square, the side-by-side squares. Let's point the toe in the square above, center, and bring it back. Change sides. We're testing the waters. We're keeping it simple. Right now we have 3 squares, 1 in the middle on top, and then 2 under our feet when we're in mountain. We're alternating, stepping in that top center square. Starting off slow and maybe staying here. We'll see. All right, a couple more times. Let's have 2 squares on top. So step the feet out away from you, 2 top squares side to side, and there's 1 in the middle below it, closer to you. And then we'll step back. We'll start with our feet symmetrical, and we'll step back to that center back square. I can see it in my head. Hopefully I'm explaining it right, that you can see it in your head. Moving the feet in a pattern is what I'm asking for. So if your pattern is different from mine, who cares? It's recess. We're just looking for movement with a tall, lifted posture and a smile on our face. This one seems a little bit more easy for me. All right, put your feet back in those 2 squares. And let's put the hands on hips, stand nice and tall. Let's get ready. We'll do square and then lift both feet to the double square. Single square, lift both feet, double. Single, double, single, double. Imagine we're very light. We're barely touching the ground. We're doing it as light as possible. I'm so messed up right now. I don't think I can talk and do this at the same time. All right, now let's go back to the 2 squares closer to you. So the feet are closer. And if you already did it this way, do it the other way. And the 1 square is above. And we hop on the 2 squares and then hop on the square above. I'm lifting the foot that didn't hop. Remember, we would stand on 1 foot and we'll go back to the 2 on 2 feet. Hop on 1 foot, lift the other, 2 feet. Okay, man, we're challenging ourselves now. big challenge. We want this. We want to be challenged. This helps our balance. Even if you're messing up, it helps your balance. So be kind to yourself. There's no right way to do this. The right way of doing it is to do something that we're not used to doing. It's like a new thing. That's what creates balance and growth. All right, let's pause with our feet together and wag out the knees. Wag them left, in and out, in and out. Okay, last thing we're doing on the playground is leapfrog. How fun, how fun. I love to leapfrog. Okay, this is called chair pose in yoga, also called squat. It's a version of a little bit of both. Let's take a deep breath and sigh out the mouth. And again. Let's bring our feet in, and they may be, I'm going to move my sheepskin because I want a flatter surface for this. I started using a sheepskin because I've had this thing hanging around in my life since 1983 with no purpose other than to be cute. And my teachers in yoga suggested using it when I'm lying down in Shavasana. And then I started using it under my feet because I'm all about texture under our feet, feeling different kinds of, this is another commercial break, by the way, before we start leapfrog. Feeling texture. So if you're in bare feet right now, or even socks or shoes, slide your toes, squinch your toes just to feel the texture under the toes or lack of feeling. If you're in bare feet and can slide your feet on your rug or your yoga mat, or if you're lucky to have a sheepskin, any kinds of textures, the bath mat, whenever you see or come across a different textured material, take off your socks and rub your feet on them. Great thing to do for the nerve endings in our feet. Okay, commercial break over. Bring your feet in a little closer to you and wide, wider than the hips. It's a distance where when you are getting ready to leap like a frog, pressing your big, strong legs down into the floor, you feel more of a lift, the biggest lift. That's where we want our stance, the width. Our toes are pointing in the same direction as our knees. All right, hands can be at the hips, they can be on the thighs, or they can reach out. We're hinging forward, leaning forward, transferring as much weight into the feet as possible, and ready to take off. Boom! We're pretending. And then we start over, lean back, hinge forward. Some of you may actually come off your chair. If you're feeling safe, go for it. Some of you may not, and that's fine. Keep the butt right over the chair seat and just push your feet down and get lighter on the chair seat. I like to practice this near my kitchen counter because the counter height is perfect for the hands to stabilize and be safer. Couple more leapfrogs. Anytime you need to stop and rest, stop and rest. This takes a lot of big muscle work. We're teaching the body how to stand up symmetrically. Even if it's not standing up, it thinks it is. It thinks it's about to. All right, let it go. Shake it out. Whew. Take a deep breath. That was good, man. That gets the heart pounding. We're using big muscle groups there. All right, let's do a little daily energy routine to get our energies in sync so we can go on our rest of our day feeling more in harmony. Pause in seated mountain and notice what you're feeling. What do you observe? There's no wrong answers. Take one hand, cross over, and give yourself a massage on the neck or shoulder, pressing in as deep as it feels good. This is the daily energy routine. Donna Eden, who is a world-renowned energy medicine practitioner, taught this to me. She realized over the decades that these are the handful of energy practices that help us all get in more sync with makes our bodies, our physiologies, our emotions move more efficiently and smooth. Cross over to the opposite hip. So we're drawing a diagonal line from the shoulder to the opposite hip. And we can press in as hard as it feels good. Let's breathe in the nose, out the mouth. And then change sides. Donna Eden, I believe she's about, I don't know. She has such a young spirit about her and so energetic. She seems so much younger to me, but I think she's 79 or 80 years old now. And she was bedridden with MS in her 20s, in her mid to late 20s. Breathe in the nose, out the mouth as you swipe to the other diagonal. She changed her diet to include things that supported her energy and started doing this daily energy routine. And she cured herself. She literally cured herself. It's a remarkable story. All right, the 4 thumps, thumping on the upper cheekbone. Stay on the cheekbone. Make sure you're tapping on the hard, bony parts of your face. And this is the cheekbone below the eye. Breathe in the nose, out the mouth, using your finger pads. This is a grounding acupressure point. It's a beautiful grounding point. Breathe in the nose, out the mouth. Let's go to the collarbones. The K27s. Another powerful acupressure point. It's like a major intersection, like I-75 and 696. We don't want it clogged up. We want that traffic running smoothly, just like our energies. We don't want clogged intersections. This is the intersection. Breathe in the nose, out the mouth. I'll tell you, I do not miss the traffic in Detroit. I miss a lot of things, but I don't miss that. Breastbone, the center of the chest, that hard breastplate. Tap this as firmly as you can. And it's nice to hum or do a low sound like that and enjoy the vibration. This is very healing. Humming, doing the vibration, very healing for us all. There's a reason why the creators of King Kong and Tarzan did this. It's empowering. Strengthens us. Now the low ribs, tapping low ribs, the 4th thump. I like to do my outer ribs and the front. So I just go back and forth. This governs metabolism, spleen meridian. So this is a great acupressure point or these points for the medicine we may take, maximum use, metabolizing the medicine, Food, of course, nutrients. Breathe in the nose, out the mouth. Okay, that's the fourth thump. Pause, open your hands, feel them. Feel the chi, the prana, beautiful life force energy. Good. Take that prana into the hands, pack a little snowman, whatever size feels right for you. Pack your snowman, pack your snowball. And then take that ball and figure eight it, sideways figure eight. I always love after a snowfall when the kids have recess. I love driving by the playground. You see all these snowballs, giant snowballs all over the playground. So cute. Like Martians came down. That's what it always reminded me. The playground was invaded by all these little people and they made big snowballs and then left. I always love that. All right. Figure eight your snowball high. Figure eight your snowball low. Let your snowball go and figure eight the sides like you're treading water. Breathe in the nose, out the mouth. Dragon nectar. Scoop up the snow. Dragon nectar, scoop it up, breathe in. And the exhale, sprinkle it down over you. Twice more. A little bit of Tai Chi mixed in with our daily energy routine. Good. Cross the ankles. Give yourself a hug. Breathe in the nose, out the mouth. All right. Cross your feet the other way and switch your arms. Breathe in the nose, out the mouth. I have an AirPod message. Hopefully you can still hear me. This is Wayne Cook, the father of bioenergetics. All right. We finish Wayne Cook by pressing our fingers together, include the thumb. So it's like we're holding a softball or a small snowball. And then the thumbs touch between the eyebrows, maybe a little bit higher. Breathe in the nose, out the mouth. Legs can be uncrossed now. Separate the fingers and smooth the forehead from the center outward. Like we're combing the forehead from middle outward. And then continue down, gently down past the temples, up and around the ears. I like to be real soft on my face, and I drag my fingers from the middle outward to the temples. And then I like to press a little harder when I'm drawing that question mark pattern up and around and down the backs of my ears. But it doesn't have to be hard. I'm just sharing with you what feels good. Nice. This is the triple warmer smoothie. Brush off your shoulders and then down the arm to the ring finger, tug on the ring finger. Brush off your shoulder, down the arm to ring finger, tug on it. A couple times each side. All right. And two more. The affirmation for my year is I live in harmony with the seasons of life. I live in harmony with the seasons of life. Feel free to use that or one that you prefer. Press the belly. The fingers are pointing to the pubic bone. Zip up to the chin. I live in harmony with the seasons of life. I live in harmony with the seasons of life as we zip up. This is called the zip up. Zip up, zip up. And then middle finger to the belly button, other middle finger to the forehead, press in and up. Breathe in the nose, out the mouth. This is called the hook up. One more breath, in the nose, out the mouth. Sit back in your chair. Release the hands, release the feet. Pause. Soften the eyebrows. Give yourself permission to relax. Start with the eyebrows. And if they're having difficulty relaxing, wiggle them a little bit. And then find stillness with the eyebrows. Let's try that with the shoulders. Feel the shoulders heavy. If you feel any tension in the shoulders, shrug them up towards the ears. Squeeze, 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 and then allow them to roll back and down. And do the shoulder shrug as many times as you need until the time you let go feels relaxed and soft and heavy. And then let's practice that with the hands. Noticing the hands. Let's squeeze them in. White knuckle grip. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. And then let that go. Rest them on your lap. And then recheck in with the eyebrows. Recheck in with the shoulders. The hands. Staying here as long as you like. Long Shavasana is highly recommended. Mindful, purposeful rest. And if you drift off to sleep, that's really good too. Do whatever time you can afford to give. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart for sharing this hour with me. I wish you all a happy, healthy, joyous 2025. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, eternal peace. Thank you.